To all INPrIeals, and royals. Somebody was just knocking on my door, but I made the video before open my door. But I'm not gonna let nobody disturb me when I notice something and I'm about to report it in a certain type of way. Listen, you see, I went to go shopping earlier, right? And then I noticed there was pizza called Tombstone, and I don't eat Tombstone pizza. I don't eat pork. I don't really eat meat. So I asked the guy while I went shopping. I said, I don't really eat meat, but if you're gonna have pizza, could you make sure you order some pizza without no pork? He said, oh, okay, the guy'll be there in like a week or whatever. That was like 2 weeks ago though. No, actually like a week and a half ago already. So the guy said, it'll be like a week or come and around, and then when they bring another order and whatever, he gets some new pizza. But I said, you ever tried somebody? You ever had somebody in life try somebody like they wanted to test to see if a person was the real situation, and if they needed to find out, and then say for instance, say they were doing some type of metaphysics or some type of higher mythology or whatever, or testing this to acknowledge the situation, and then as they're doing this situation, an individual says, you don't have to test me because if I'm already there and it brought you all the way to just to come try me, you already fooled yourself because you already came out your way for the real situation, and then you said it wasn't a dangerous situation what you were in. You came out your way for the real situation, and then you wanted to try the real situation. So something must have been wrong with other people a certain type of way when it came to something like that. Because it's just like, let me show you something. Imagine a person doing like spiritual magic and stuff one day, right? And then I'm an icer, but a person that if you're looking at a third world country and you want to know what it was a third world, then you got to learn about calendars, history, the reason for calendars, the reason that certain things were used in allegory and allegoric forms, um, parables, certain forms of the physical higher consciousness for acknowledgement when an individual is keeping a form of sacredcy. Now, the calendar of era was a calendar of light. Now, an individual tells you it's a third world country. Now, they had more than 9 calendars because they had in the points of acknowledgement of the real reason of one's education, and then you had air and light, stoneman, air and light first calendar, stoneman second calendar, third calendar. A person would say one orbit in rotation. I'll just say orbit in rotation. A person say why? Because you learn about the reasons of the obligations even in life. For one knows about the natural universal laws of existence and how laws of attraction, when one's reaching a higher consciousness to reason to honor a man of honor, even in the physical reality, to learn about what was going on with your dignity, because it was used in a certain form of an art for individuals to acknowledge a certain type of way. Then you had the fourth calendar with honor and honesty. The fifth calendar, you had individuals that you would call sky high. Like it wasn't really called sky high. It was more like more like how can I say this? A gentle small outer guide of the situation. But it was called a nigga call it flap of the birds, whatever, right? Then you had the serpentine calendar, one learning the reason of points of how can I say this? Honoring natural habitation of consecration. And then you had Mush of the seventh calendar, which was the miracles, the reason of the delightfulness and and upliftment and praises of the physical reality. Then you have the eighth calendar, which is respect. It is called it was called re, uh, refine, value, um, loyalty, respect. So you had really was value, because the points of the calendar was beginning points of the council was value, acknowledgement, refine, loyalty, respect. That was the 8th calendar. It was the Mushu calendar. It's called the Mushu calendar. 9th calendar was called calendar, regard. You know? Alright. Now these were the 9 calendars of era, right? Now, say for instance somebody says one day, oh, they want to try a situation to know a situation. And then say a man's looking at the natural laws of attraction and laws of acknowledgement. And then I say, yo, you know something? Somebody tried to hit me with some a martial arts blow. And when they hit me with the martial arts blow, it took time for certain things to reach the higher levels of the physical reality before it penetrated my physical existence. Couldn't penetrate my physical existence. Goes to show an individual a certain form of acknowledgement to show you why I couldn't penetrate my existence. Let me show you something that's here, a certain type of way that you could acknowledge, because I already got rid of the martial art blow. Another individual tried to impact me a certain type of way because a chick was already doing wrong, right? Well, oh, this is hit. This is in the trap because I don't have a real trash, so I have no reason to really throw it out and stuff. But I'll show you. This was a form in the trash of an individual hitting me with a martial art blow, and you see like a little blood spatter. There was like a form of a little blood splatter, and I left it just in the bag. So I wrapped it up in another bag and put it in the bag because, you know, when it happened, I literally had to cut the back of my neck just to leave the blood seep out before it penetrated my consciousness. So then a person says, what the fuck was that about? I said, no. You know, another person is wondering how to kill an individual, and they try to hit me with a black fist, but usually it was called the black Buddha palm and stuff. An individual tried to hit me with it, but in the paradigm, I saved my life, and on top of it, other people was doing martial arts, and then they were trying to do the same thing a certain type of way again in the physical reality before, right? So I said, yo, you know something? I'm gonna disregard what another person's saying because I'm the real Buddha, the literal Buddha that taught all Shaolin styles, and the reason of your education, the reason of your higher mythology, and you learning about the natural points of the higher consciousness. Now, another person, they were mad at the fact that, you know, I'm still alive. So I went to go shopping to go buy some stuff for nourishment for myself. So I went to this place called Jack and Jill's. You know, I'm a type of person of real comeliness. I don't get into disputes with people. You know, I'm a person that really keeps to myself. And then, you know, I don't know other people's excuse at the time because you may have individuals that are part of the economic system, and then because the fact they might not be happy with an individual a certain type of way at the time, they come up with an excuse and say they have all types of other situations in the social economic system. So they'll already be looking to do certain things to other people. And another person, they say it's like form of entrapment, but you don't do entrapment around a man. Listen, I'm the one that started all legacies and lineages of all imperials, royals. Oh, let me start this. Let me be real correct with you because another person. All right, I'm your majesty. I started all legacies and lineages of all imperial. Well, I'm gonna say a person would say imperial. No, imperial, royal, and high society. So I started all these all through the paradigm of time. All had to come from me just to even have a title like this. Now you're noticing the title switching up, and it shows you in the natural physics because another person says they want to vote. Now you have Republican. Now you have democracy. I don't know nothing about Republican and democracy. I knew there was a higher class because once you start doing things like that, that means another person is demoralizing the human condition and is not surviving. So that means somebody was doing something and doing something on purpose, and then being negligent. So now they say there's a republic and a democracy when there was just high society, there was high class, middle class, lower class. Now now other people was going further and they were saying democracy, republican and democracy. Me, another person says Republican. I'm not a Republican because I don't plan to go and sit down in Boston's to go be with individuals that I'm not supposed to be with in life when it comes to the physical reality, because these are the reasons why you learn about segregation. Segregation teaches you about the higher consciousness of one's physical reality, of the development of one's human condition before you start going to other social economic systems. So as I'm sitting here enjoying my little vacation to my higher consciousness and refining and healing my consciousness a certain type of way, because the aggravation that was building to me was going to try to impact before my physical life a certain type of way, because all the dark matter that was around me, because they wanted to cause abrasions naturally to the white anatomy, and me being light because I'm a natural refiner that refines all white anatomy. White anatomy means all white matter, white anatomy, cellular activity. So, another person of dark matter dealing with the depths of the consciousness, and if they can't, it's like a person dealing with a form of mythology or metaphysics. Like, how Haitian people they deal with voodoo. Say they can't get an answer from the spirit, they'll probably get naturally frustrated and want to cause a hostage situation. And then next thing you know, they'll want to be able to, take it out on an individual, because the fact is they're trying to get to a higher plateau where they can't get to, and it's frustrating because they're not a person of natural light sometimes, because those are more individuals of depth when it comes to the human condition of the earth, because you have certain people that is of the earth, and then you have other people that's other from other social economic systems claiming to be like people of the earth, and then actually complicating the natural forms of the earth, of the depth, because the fact is individuals they're not in their natural habitation. So after a while, how can I say, uh, blending in with people, these people will cause natural abrasions and natural kind of confrontation and confliction, and cause controversy and distortion in the physical reality. Now you have individuals of the earth that is naturally of the natural habitation. They keep more sacred to themselves, and then on top of it, you have people that already wanted to infiltrate certain people's nabi, because they might be from another third world country, they might be from another certain places or whatever. I'm Asia himself. I'm the real China. And also, if a person was looking at me, because Haiti means high mountain, and if a person was looking at me, they're like, "But you speak Creole, ain't you Haitian?" I'm like, "No, I'm not Haitian. I'm a Haitian." Another person would have said a mulat or a Tahino, or a person would have said a man of Creole, a Creole man, But me, for real, I am an Iceland, considered the high acknowledgement of the physical reality, the regard of a planet. So they call me an Iceland. So ancient eye, ancient, it means ancient eye, a person of real dignity, a person of real, um, uh, more than is more than a magi or majesty. Is like above a magi, an individual of the reason of your physical existence. So an individual says Ayusin, meaning high acknowledge the high point I himself, the high acknowledgement of the I himself. So now, you know, as as I'm continuing in the physical reality, and to show you, because America already naturally knows, because other people look for other forms of physics when it comes to their physical reality, to acknowledge how real individuals speak about certain things. So I'm not going to get into certain things with certain people explaining the reason of your consecration and other things that we're not gonna really get into a certain type of way, right? So, I'm gonna just say just like this. So as I was in the social economic system, I noticed that ignorance was happening with the dark matter because other people want to be Republicans. They want to be, they probably thinking about a brothel or their bar scenes or funny situations that they're doing. And I was looking online at my YouTubes and my videos and documentaries that I made are usually 2 hours, an hour and change. If you see something 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. That means somebody was trying to get at the footage and they were manipulating the physical reality to the footage. And then they were just they didn't want the broad public to hear certain things because they looked stupidity. So you have people that's claiming to be of high class as not of the high class, and then the real stupidity and causing the demoralization a certain type of way, and they're not supposed to be here when certain things are happening. When a person's acknowledging certain things. So listen to this. So you gotta watch out for mechanics because people know this or get nervous and they'll cause all type. You ever seen somebody want to play Monopoly? They'll cause all type of situations just to be able to get to a certain position, just to be able to get certain things. You gotta watch for those type of people in reality because those are like bad mechanics. People that'll just come up with bad excuses for nothing because the fact is they just want to change the reality and they just want a person to be a Republican, a person that decides just after a while just to go with the majority and roll with the flow and let the demoralization of everybody's human condition go to a cease and not care about the natural laws and the reasons of order, of dignity, of the higher acknowledgement of life. But the reason why that usually happens is because a person that's following a point of acknowledgement already is not meant for certain things, and then they're trying to cheat somebody out their physical reality so they can get a form of acknowledgement, and it causes deterioration of the mass population a certain type of way. So you got to be careful of those type of individuals in life, and is that most likely those individuals are already set in the public eye in a high point of acknowledgement. You might have one that might have been put there, so there's forms of entrapment. So you got to look at the different forms of entrapment a certain type of way, the way individuals try to get an individual. So it's just like a maze, you know what I'm saying? So let me just finish explaining. So as I'm walking and I go get something to eat, I don't got nothing against the place where I go to get to eat because I actually get food from there, right? But you have somebody in the social economic system that is being a form of persistent because of their ignorance and the things that they're already causing naturally. So I go to the store and I told the guy, I said, yo, listen, if you're gonna get pizza, I don't really eat meat that much. So could you please, order some regular pizza for if I need some regular pizza, I could just get some regular pizza. Guy told me, yeah, this and other, he'll do that, whatever, so and so. So I go back there. I'm noticing they're stocking up on even on more pizza. This time it got sausage, you got pepperoni. I'm not a cannibal. I don't eat meat. I don't live like a cannibal. I don't expect people to live like a cannibal. Another person talks about a person's intent. Now, I'm educated, so listen to what I'm saying. So another person speaking about other people's intent, I'm already the vitalness of a situation, and on top of it, I'm the outside of the situation. I'm so nice with it, I can even remove a form of acknowledgement from myself, and I don't have to give it to nobody because I'm the real Mosai, the real man that made all the life in existence. This is not, a person, don't look at me like a Templar Knight. A person says, what started the Templar Knights and what started me? So I'm the real Sir Lancelot. So if you're thinking about some other things and other type of situations, too bad for you because I actually started all these situations and the reasons of acknowledgement for the consciousness of the reasons of the physical reality. So if you're looking for a person a certain type of way, like this a bullshitter, then you need to go somewhere else because I actually got shot defending these type of situations and I was the real Mosai. And then I'm like, I was doing so much that individuals already of high regard, so you're supposed to know how to regard an individual, but come now to realize, now you have zodiac beef. Now there's a high-manity, high-entity, and then there's zodiac beef. So when I'm realizing certain other things, and there's beyond high, quantum, mega, super, astrological, telestial, and celestial, because remember, after astrological, telestial is telestial beings. then and celestial, then celestial, then the natural habitation of the inner celestial points of enlightenment, and then there's then you got all the elements, and then all you mean structure when it comes to one's environment. Now, a person wonders about certain things. Now, I'm beyond all I just said. And also you got planets, moons, suns, earths, solar systems, galaxies, universe, gravity, space, light, stars, star clusters, astrology, astar, ast, ast, starology, constellations, zodiacs. I say sacred zodiacs. I don't deal with zodiacs. Sacred zodiacs. That's it. And then, other people wonder about other things. So, as an individual is acknowledging and looking at individuals of their regard, because another person will say, "Oh, you learned this. It's just like a slight student. Then you have to know how to do your homework. Then you realize the of reason of responsibility. Then you don't have to say nothing more." Me, I'm beyond the situation on every. You see how we're on the earth? There's the depth. There's the reason of current. There's a reason of humility. There's a reason of view. There's a reason of regard. There's a reason of uh, the natural higher existence of oneself, of one's environment, of one's consciousness. There's a reason of the higher force. There's a reason of comfort, and then there's the outer experience of, of reality. Then the outer experience of reality is something simple for certain people, but for certain other people it's not simple, because a person, if you were like me, it's extremely simple, because there's nothing higher than me in any existence or any education or social economic education, no matter where you are. If another person said this, that's another person that's already beneath me. And I'm not speaking because the fact is the way I'm looking, is because who I am. And exactly, I'm more than any individual, even when it comes to skin sample in the physical reality of existence. So you might have people, like, you ever had somebody speaking about Thanksgiving and doing other things? There's no taking no type of skin. This is not the golden fleece. The golden fleece was to let you know, you fuck with the golden fleece, you will end up murdered. Because that means you went beyond past your limits. You're looking for something that could cause your death in an instant reality, no matter what planet you're from. Because now you're looking for the wrong type of covering in life, and then now that's like your death certificate right there. I'm letting you know that ahead of time. Whoever's listening to this, if you were looking for the golden. Now, let me explain something to you, right? So, if a person at a time says, I am Mushu's emperor also, the majesty of Mushu, the one that made the calendar himself, the one that made the calendar of air and light, and all that could have ever educated air and light on any natural graph of physics in all social economics education. So let me continue. Now, as I was saying, right? So now an individual in life says, I go to this place and I say, yo, listen, I'm noticing you have corners. If I was, I am Superman's real dad, but I would say, adasupa, So, another person wonder what I'm speaking about, don't worry about that. And I am his dad because I'm the original. How can I say this? I, 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 that's fruit. I am his dad, the natural Adam of the dad of all atoms, the first reasons of existence of all planets, of all moons, all suns, all earths, all space, all social economic education, when it comes to the higher acknowledgement and the beyond of the reason of your humane condition. Now, I'm just going to tell you how real this situation is. Now, as I went to the store, I'm noticing they have corners pizzas where they naturally crack the corner of the street, and then next thing you know, somebody's timing somebody in rules, and then they thinking that they're gonna meet up with somebody's death in a physical reality at a certain point, that they could fulfill something stupidity a certain type of way at the physical reality. No, I'm sorry. I'm beyond the higher point of acknowledgement. Some of you not even supposed to acknowledge me a certain type of way even at a time, unless I want to be acknowledged. Then on top of it, whereas I'm already going about, because something about this also, what people probably were scared and formed because they wanted to cheat people out of their reality. So if you've seen somebody going after my YouTube, those are literally people that's going to try to infiltrate international security, and they already did it on their planet. So those type of people already wanted people other places, and then on top of it, not wanted in a good way, wanted to give you a warning that it might be, and I'm the natural bounty hunter of all space, the first bounty hunter of all acknowledgement that regards the humane condition of all social economic education, even of your humane existence. Now, if you have an individual that's already trying to cut the information, that's an individual that's already going to cause the destruction of your planet and your humane condition. It doesn't matter who you are. Now, I'm just being real with you. Now, if you have an if you since I went to the store, I've seen individuals have corner pizzas. I don't expect to meet up with no corner. I don't know what type of cryptic sequence another person's trying to let the person acknowledge. It don't mean nothing to me. Then on top of it, then I'm seeing tombstone pizza. I'm already on consecrated ground. You having people that want to eat through the natural protection or the consecration of other individuals' high acknowledgement. That means they're already wrong because you have the natural environment already. If you have somebody already looking for an excuse, like they just say, oh, they hungry, just need something so and so, and just run in the market and get something, you don't do that in a certain type of form because there's some people manipulating the social economic system, looking for a reason to do something funny in another type of way, where you have a natural environment, a natural habitation. So there's no reason for an individual just to want to be acknowledged for. I'm the one that educated individuals about stepping on consecrated grounds when it comes to families, because ain't no family, ain't no being on the planet that I can't walk the ground on, because I can walk the ground because I go any planet and walk the ground. Matter of fact, there was people expecting me to go on certain places just to be able, so they could be, how can I say this, uh, honored by the reason of my presence in the physical reality. So now, another person has tombstone pizza, I was noticing. And I'm like, look at this. Another person that wants to cheat somebody out of their reality. That doesn't really make no sense. Now, you have something already called brimstone. Now, these individuals are a form of a high acknowledgement also. Now, these individuals at a time have a movie out there where they dishonored the reason of their humane condition and did something more than what they were supposed to be doing. You ever had somebody that wanted to show an individual a form of etiquette that was so wild that another individual, when they looked at it, they already was demoralizing people by the way the things that they were showing you, and they're supposed to be of the higher point of enlightenment. It's just like, you ever remember the painting with the people that has the orgy, and it's symbolizing the gathering of the humane condition of the physical reality of one's natural structure and the love of, if you really know the art. But I didn't agree with the way it was done, because the fact is another person will see something at a time and they won't realize the real reason why they seen it. It's just like if I told all my real wives in the spiritual realm to crawl all over my face, so you could acknowledge them a certain type of way, and then they started crawling all over my face, and then you looking at me like, what the hell? Like, you're this. Who is this nigga? You start looking at me like, oh, what's her name? Mystique. Like, yo, you remember Mystique? Look at this nigga looking like, what the? That's white. You start looking at an individual. No, I have nothing to do with Mystique, but that was a wonderful allegory to the real, a person, you see the Madonna or something else. The painting of the Madonna or something else. I would say that's an allegory of Medusa. And Medusa has a high acknowledgement also to the situation. But it shows you the reason of the regard of the higher consciousness, because a person would say or do something wrong, they will be instantly held a certain type of way before they even get to go further in their physical reality, because once you're around her, it calls for straight militance, and the way she would captivate the individual, it would be stunning to another individual in the physical reality, so another individual wouldn't even have time to regard themselves if there wasn't an individual of the higher acknowledgement and beyond her elder, even when it came to her astrological count. So now, because one would never be able to unfold or see the physical reality when one has one sacred covering naturally already. So it doesn't even matter what another person says or what a person does when it comes to the physical reality. Now, you see, another person at a time is wondering about other things. But I'm looking at the natural physics of individuals from point 0, 1, 2, 3, 10, all the way to 10 and beyond. And then, as I'm looking at these individuals doing certain things in the physical reality, I'm like, but these individuals are trying to cause certain type of outcomes and stumbling blocks, so they're being pharoceutical. Now, if you're being pharoceutical and I tell you I'm the original pharaoh, what are you being pharoceutical around me? Now, if you kind of, it's like being an abbot. I'm the real abbot of Shaolin Temple and other martial art temples. So, a man says it's like being an abbot of a temple. People are coming calling for help, and you gotta watch that. I had a whole long video, hour and change long, speaking about me being an abbot of martial arts temple, explaining to individuals the reason of consecration, and it made perfect sense. So even the younger generation's mentality can accept to the higher point where they would acknowledge and they would not dishonor individuals when it came to their dignity. But you have individuals that want to overthrow the higher form of society, and then causing other controversy because they want to be a point of acknowledgement, and they already want to cause discrepancy because their humane condition is not fit at the point to be in a physical reality a certain type of way, and then wondering what is going on, and then causing all type of complications. Now let me explain something to you. Now I have all my videos are almost 50 minutes, 40, 39 minutes. Least of them is like 20, 29 minutes. Just 30, 39 minutes. I might have something probably for like 5 minutes. I have something 10, probably 2 or 3 10 minutes. I have over 100 and something videos, and majority of them are over an hour long or an hour and change. So over an hour and a half long. So if you've seen anything lesser than that, that means you have to go to the police precinct and say, yo, I was looking at this guy's videos. I know the timing of this guy's videos. Why is this situation being cut short a certain type of way? What is going on with the videos? If that happens. I haven't reviewed my videos yet. I'm soon to probably sit on my travels or something, reviewing my own videos and checking on my situation only at my leisure time, because I'm the one educating you about the information. So the reason why I review it is to see if you have any simpletons out there that's doing the wrong things. You might have people that want to put a little electronic SIM card and might think there's some fucking some type of game buster or something on the internet and doing funny things, and they can't get to a system, so they're just trying to fuck up individual system, because the things is they try to provide evidence. There's no, listen, I don't play, listen to this. This is all serious enough. Anybody else that wants to play games, you go about somebody else, you go bother somebody else. You go manipulate somebody else. I'm a serious man all through existence. A person says, no, you gotta stop. I don't do none of that situation. I don't do funny situations at all. I don't care even if I was watching a movie, it's for entertainment, for my consciousness. It's not to do funny situations because another person wants to manipulate other people. I don't do funny things like that. Once you have that type of influence, go somewhere else with it because you're not supposed to be getting pussy in my social economic system. That's it. So I'm just gonna be real. Regardless, light, sequence, time, anyway, regardless of what the situation, because a person has their own sacredcy for a place where they're doing funny situations. It's not supposed to be viewed anyway. Don't worry about it, unless something is. Matter of fact, I don't gotta explain this. That's for international security today. But like I was saying, right? So now, if a person wondering about what's going on with me, I educated international security. So what you saying? Oh. So, okay. So now, as I was saying, right? So now, if you have an individual at a time, there's like the brimstone individuals that done, some of them were men of honesty. Some of them decided to, broaden their horizons to their aspect to be more free will when it comes to certain forms of sacredcy. Certain of them demoralize the physical reality because of natural conduct and mentality they have. But to show you an individual's acknowledgement when individual is just trying to live their life and then probably showing you the type of mentality other people have. Because, like I said, like the picture with the Madonna, another person's not going to be bare naked and then witness to somebody else to go do something because it's like causing a stumbling block in the beginning of physics in the family. It's like you're doing something out of conduct to see another do it that's out of conduct. So who was out of conduct that set that example a certain type of way. Now it's just like being in a part of a family astrological tree. Then you have two men touching each other's derrieres because the energy of the empress is be on them. So you ever had a man that noticed that the energy of the empress of the higher acknowledgement or higher conscience or the spirituality be on a man at a time, and then they be like, oh, I gotta have that. Me? Listen, I'm the real rock. I'm gonna tell you something just like this. The empress already does her own thing, and I do my own. How about we're gonna do it like this? The empress does her own thing, I do my own thing at a time. If you see something a certain type of way, it's because a cry for help that she's crying and coming to me at a time for something, and I'm already higher than my empress. So I don't have to worry about what's already inside of me. People are inside of her, and I'm the already high acknowledgement of what's going on already in the physical reality. Another person says, you ever had somebody come and they say, I seen this on him at a time, I seen this, so I'm going to try to surround him a certain type of way. Now I'll show you this. Now this is of myself. You could slam a door, that's the person's death at another time. That's a person that's already got, because now the empress is already upset that another man is disregarding her, and it's because other individuals that's causing it in the physical reality. That has nothing to do with it. Now, my empress after last night, she still has to come pay me tribute. I have nothing else to say about it. I don't need a certain situation or a certain type of way without. I already have my own self a certain type of way. Another person said the empress wouldn't even have a planet if I didn't give her a planet, or even have an atmosphere for her own protection if I didn't give it to her. I'm the real Ra, the real Osiris. A person speaks about my empress. If you're from the Osiris family, if you're from the Ra family, the Horus family, Tutankhamun family, if you're a super saint, if you're a person of foundation, it doesn't matter what calendar you're from. The empresses need me. I educate all your empresses. Majesties in awe and the reasons of their enlightenment, of the reasons of your education. I really educate them. Me, Rafu, and Jia. I'm Mirak. Now, let me explain something to you, right? I already explained certain things, so you need to pay attention to what I'm saying. So, now, if an individual in life is already doing certain things, dis- disregarding themselves a certain type of way, it's just like an individual wanted to test the reason of their higher consciousness. So the Empress does something for you. It's not a dire emergency. Somebody needs something. A person wants to know if they could do something. It's like imagine being an Empress. I tell my wife. I had to tell my wife. I was like, yo, listen. Imagine a person one day going out there doing something on purpose, just to see if something happens for them a certain type of way, so they can know if your situation is real or certain things. Some people may not believe it's not enough for a certain type of people to realize certain things. Then they go do something spontaneously to go see something. And then now, when the Empress manifests, now she's going to have a situation with it. Because when she manifests in the physical reality, all the, if did it, is it true, or it was so and so, and all type of situations happen, then it's going to be, oh, she's going to be like, oh, God, I can't go here. Oh, I can't go here. Go here. A person that probably be meant to be confused in the paradigm of time and the physical reality that a person calls for a form of ventilation. Now, I'm pre. Now, I know exactly what I'm speaking about. You know, I'm the real pre. So now a person wonders about the situation in the paradigm of time. Even when you learn your mythology, you learn about pre. So I'm not pro. You know, I'm the one that educated pro. You know, pro was one of my children, my literal children, and I educated them. So I'm the real pre. I'm the reason, what I'm speaking about right now is a story about the man in the iron mask. The man in the Three Musketeers story. When Pro, my child, went with social economic influence while I was on the planet, and he was wondering why he was at a place for so long. And then when I came to see the situation for him, he went and ran outside and did all type of things with other people. Now, you know, this is the same thing. It was called the Ra or Re situation. Because another person didn't understand why I was going to be called the Re at the time. Because I'm the real Ra, Ra full lane JR, Ra light pyramid highest, light Asia, light America, north, northeast, R to the E. Reality, real education, R to the E. Who am I? The point of all high acknowledgement, Asia himself. India himself. India, Asia, Egypt himself. Americo Africanus himself. Americo Vespucci himself. How can I say, you know, Hispaniola himself. Another person said, are you Haiti? Oh no, I am Solomon. Yes, I am Solomon. I'm the real Melchizedek. You know, another person would call me Ionize, but because I am ice, the night. You know what I'm saying? I am ice, and you know, Ice's husband. You know? Oh, okay. You know, if you were in Jamaica or West Indian countries and stuff, third world countries. So I'm just gonna be real with you. So now, I don't, like I said, I'm the one that educated all the empresses. So if you have individuals that want to test their education to their point, it's gonna be like a form of ventilation. Like you ever seen people speak about, oh, they got the nuclear atomic bomb, or this and the other, and it could just blow and all type of things. Like Hiroshima. No. Listen. If a person does wrong, and then the empress feels like she doesn't want to be attacked by individuals, she disregards her situation so she could be okay in the physical reality. But individuals started saying that Illuminati situation that actually downgraded Illuminati because Illuminati was individuals that learned the natural reason of enlightenment when it came to their humane condition that looked to educate. Those were like, I looked at them like Lama politicians. They were most likely Lama politicians. I should know because I was a different type of llama because I'm the Dalai Lama. But those were llama politicians. Individuals that were into deep politics, had influence when it came to money, and they didn't want to be martial arts busting people ass or anything because they didn't know how they didn't care for brutality. They just cared to be to make people simpletons so they could do a little funny things for themselves without even having to have a physical reality because other people, because their stupidity and their exploration, their exploration, a person wanted to get rid of the reason of me being robbed. You know, exploration. I want to explore the reason of why I light. You want to know my light. I want to know the reason why I light. Other people used to want to be cocky when they used to want to enter the dragon, right? So, at a time, I look at individuals, I said, oh, people, when it comes to, oh, now we're going outside for a second. When it comes to the physical reality for individuals, and then you have individuals at a time that disregard other people's acknowledgement because of certain type of dishonor or because they don't have humility because let me explain something. I'm a real husband, the real astrological empress's husband. I have real star children. You have individuals that be living so long that they cry to their mother, so when they can't get an answer, they get out of character a certain type of way with certain other people. But when I used to see my children do that, I used to be like, hey, that's wrong for him to do that like that to another person. I didn't educate my child like that. Another person is gonna ask him. I actually asked my wife, where did he say he was from? Who house did he say he was from when he did something like that? My wife would be like, what do you mean? This ain't your child? Oh. you know, she I don't know if my wife wanted to start speaking to me like she was Athena. I looked at her, listen, let me explain something to you. Another person was supposed to send me something here, but they don't want to send the hoodie as a point of physics because they're like, these niggas are really here. And then, on top of it, what is it to see the physics for a certain type of way when you're looking for certain things? When a person says, if you're looking for an individual's acknowledgement with certain things, but I'm not going to say nothing a certain type of way. But I'm glad that another person was thinking, I'm glad that another person was thinking about something funny a certain type of way in the physical reality because, you know, it doesn't matter as long as you breathe, step on carpet, or walk outside. I'll be able to get you. It's better to say that you did something like somebody I know that did something stupidity at a time, and it no longer need to be spoken about. It's easier like that for people. You somebody knocking on your somebody needed me? Huh? Somebody needed me before? Okay. Somebody was knocking on the door before? That was you knocking on the door? Oh. No, the television's not on. So, now let me explain something to an individual, right? Now, sometimes of course the fresh air, a little snow out here, but a little more fresh air and stuff. But I'm just gonna be real, right? Now, if you have an individual a certain type of way and they do certain things as a form of acknowledgement, a form of viewing or seeing or handling things a certain type of way for their own physical reality at a time because of things that other people indulge in. And then you have an individual that says they want to go test the reason of their consciousness. Now, if a person wants to go try their power That's a person that just says, yo, I'm gonna wait till the time to go test the Empress, murder and kill her if the really power works. And if he's trying something, it's not sacred to him what's really going on. So if he's gonna go do something out of the ordinary, that means a person is gonna cause some type of influence and bring some type of form of acknowledgement, depending on how they're bringing the acknowledgement to one's physical reality, right? Now, if you have an individual at a time, I said, oh, you know something, I'm gonna go acknowledge something a certain type of way, and I want to go do this a certain type of way, and so and so. And then when the Empress manifests, all the people that wanted to test gotta finish. It's like let me show you let me show you how real this is. Let me ask another man of natural lessons of acknowledgement in even elder, even a form. And I'm already know the situation, but to show you this, this is my, it's not even amusement, but it's me even looking, even matter of fact, let me just tell you, if a person in life goes to go fulfill a task on a journey, and they start their journey by testing individuals, what's gonna happen to the Empress when she manifests in the physical reality? So if the Empress do something, so you want to feel like you complete to bust the Empress out? Oh, that I never knew that you were gonna take away your protection a certain type of way at the time. That's good for you. That's good for you. Glad to know. I'm glad to know. There could have been other ways to go about it, but probably you and another individual. Like, you ever had somebody that hands a baton and they say you gotta pass the baton, you gotta pass the baton, you gotta pass the baton, because the younger generation wanted the star beings to pass away so they could be a form of enlightenment, because they're like, yo, where's Orion? this nigga been somewhere for mad long, and then this nigga haven't been here. This nigga should have been here. No, I'm not gonna be somewhere when you have a natural social economic system that is already showing you the vote of, you ever had a child, you ever had a house, and then your child comes home like, yo man, man, I went outside today, you know what happened to me? What happened? Oh, yo, man, you don't know what it is to be in this world like this, man. I'm going to. Oh, really? I know what it is to be in the world. I'm the one that made the world. But it's the fact that he wants an individual to regard a higher form of the world, because his friends already giving him candy, they're giving him stink pussy, they're marinating his pussy. It's becoming real foul for a nigga. So when he starts touching situations, it's easier manipulative. Then there's a side, here. There's a side there. There's a side, another side there. And then another person going, what the fuck happened? You're getting into things, huh? You're not getting into things you're supposed to. You're not getting into, how can I say this? You're not being a man of responsibility. I see you getting into different things. It's causing a certain type of situation, huh? So what do you expect? Because I could listen to this. I could get into. I already made the world. I could just go live in the world. I don't want to go live with Liv, because another person. You ever heard somebody that? You see, I told you about this chick named Liv before. That was already wrong. She's already gone and finished. But I told you about a chick named Liv before. A person said, "No, you gotta live with somebody that doesn't care." No, I'm not going into your porno industry. That's another person went and did the porno life. I've been told you that she's been so many places so many times. So it's when it's time for your Lord of War and your clap season, that's good for you. That's good for you. Matter of fact, if Liv ever came to me to do something wrong, she already did it to herself, because ahead of time I'm a man of refinement, of enlightenment. She's probably a person of a light anatomy of the spiritual realm. I already had people that were so mad probably watch. You ever seen people watch Jesus, my other son? They used to watch him so much that they tried to make his route for the existence. Like, they calculated his route. If he went this way, it wasn't good for another person. They said something had to happen. You had one of those politicians go, here, here's his little money, make it go this way, because this guy gotta go this way, type of situation. And so that pussy was so. Another nigga was like, that pussy was so. I don't do funny things like that. But those are people that's already deteriorating somebody's physical reality. So now you see what happened to Jesus, because another nigga was doing other funny things, and they were ready to get rid of him for some stupid acknowledgement. And because on top of it, the lessons he was learning was so high, he was excelling a certain type of way, and it was causing a hindrance to another person, because another person didn't realize that the etiquette that he had was so wonderful, but the barbaric nature of other individuals that wasn't at that acknowledged point to realize the reason of his education couldn't stand him at the time. We're in a year of the reflection, so if we had a year, nobody has an excuse. So if you had a year 2000 where you even have a digital tricorder in front of you, and a person said they can't acknowledge the reason of the education, that's a person that needs to be disregarded in life. Like, just forget about that person and just, if you of education, you just gotta go out and finish that person before the situations get more dangerous. You know, because as a person that doesn't regard the really higher quality, they rather be stupidity, and then they'll probably go and rape a little girl, or they'll in third world countries, you can have sex with a girl as soon as she has a period, because her family already wants her out the house. A person been living a certain type of life of humility, they probably most likely already want her out the house. If you have an individual that's of an old age that doesn't have kids like that, that's another type of situation. They probably just having something for their own comfortability a certain type of way, and you just don't go ask them for their comfortability. It's just like me having caretakers. I send for my children, it's my kids, because there's nothing new under the sun, it's my kids. But another person would say, oh, I work for this nigga, rah. I work for rah. Let me go get that so-and-so this shit. And then I never sent them there, and then it's all type of situation. Then when I sent my real caretakers to get something, my caretakers know when they're going to get situations here. But then you have individuals that says, now imagine when a person says, no, I didn't send for this, I don't have nothing, and then they start doing all type of things, and people are forced to get into situations because you're ruining, this is not a business for me. You're trying to ruin my family. Now, this is another type of situation. Now, if you go into my family house and you want to see my family do funny things, now, it's like, I don't got to tell you why you're going to get your head bust, and I don't got to tell you why I just send Hercules out there like, yo, Hercules, punish it. That's it. Another person says, you don't want me to really get into it. I get up. I don't even got to call Hercules at the time. Matter of fact, I don't even got to, I don't even care about the situation. So, now, say for instance, a person says, no, you did this, that, other. When I started seeing people doing things like that, I used to go to my wife, and I used to just say, yo, listen, you're not coming, you like working, so if you like doing that type of work, and this is what you wanted to come out and do at a time, like you wanted a divorce and you wanted some alimony, you go be with your boyfriend from that time right now, and let him call you so you get alimony. I don't got time to waste like that, because when he's trying to figure out how to call you, by the time he try to figure it out, you'll already be gone. I used to tell my wife that. So now, a person that, then they'll go, oh, I'm raw. Then you got all people saying they're raw. Okay, you're from the raw side? Oh, you're raw. This time. Okay. I'm glad. Matter of fact, after a while, I used to be like, yeah, I'm glad that he said that, right? Yeah, he's not the real raw, but another person knows he's not the real raw. But since he wants to be the point of the acknowledgement a certain way, you go ahead. Because a person says, but if you got kids, why are you sending your kids to go do so? Because my kids, at a time that influence certain things with their physics and their physical reality, I got to go handle their business. And then my kids wonder what's going on with me. I educated my kids. I told them to be men of gentlemen, men of elegance, men of dignity, men of honor. I didn't never tell them to go be flamboyant. Yes, I am the ice sun himself. The ice doesn't even melt around me like that. So I never told my son to go be flamboyant. That's an individual that doesn't know how to control his natural humane condition when it comes to temperament and other things happen. It's just like another person checks me at the time. They say, oh, I'm gonna let Rock come up north and see what's going on with him. So if the ice don't fucking snow and it doesn't melt and all type of things, there's gonna be all type of situations with this guy, because that means you have people pressuring the wrong humane conditions. Just like in the listen to this. Listen to this. I want you to hear this real quick. Hey, Bill. Bill, listen to this. Bill, listen to this movie script I'm writing about something else, right? The star being goes out of space, right? And then he has a son. And then as his son is running around in the street doing all type of things, the star being is like he's wondering why things happen, so he wants to discipline his son. So then one day, the star being dad comes to him and says, yo, listen, man, were you doing martial arts in space? Because if somebody's boxing you in space or if you were fighting on another planet that was out of your atmosphere, why are you bothering your sun at a certain angle, at a certain point, or altitude at a time, at a certain degree in temperature? So you did something at a time, and then you're gonna say it was him, or were you leading me just or conditioned him and said it was him? Which one was it at the time? You know what I'm saying? So he looked at his dad and said, no, he just can't be around at the time because I don't like him asking me so much questions about the certain situation a certain way at the time, right? So his dad says, but that's what happened to you at the time because you got to think about what happened while you were reflecting on the individual at the time. So this don't make another person cause a distortion with your own self. And then when it comes to defending your reality, there's a form like one has to always be regarded. You understand what I'm saying? I was thinking about it just like, so then, you hear what the funny situations about individuals with certain things, right? Then an individual wonders, even at a time, because it's like, imagine being an elder brother and a person somewhere doing something a certain type. Oh, hold on. A person somewhere is doing something a certain type of way at the time, right? And then all of a sudden, a person says, "Oh, I gotta go hang." No. Because a person. I'm not gonna be a person that tries to tell myself, "Oh man, probably was some pussy that you had." Because sometimes you know how a parent will talk to their child when you're a certain age, because it's just like you got to keep your son a son of a point of a conscience acknowledgeful so he can feel a little youthful, or what type of interest of excitement that he's looking for to acknowledge for himself at the time for his own reason, because he doesn't want to go outside feeling like a savage because the whole population, like, it's just like, let me show you something. You have chicks that seen certain things that want money. Then you have chicks that already dishonored their dignity. Then you have chicks that other men conditioned that had the wrong emotions that was already targeting certain individuals. So when they become a part of a certain economic system, certain things already naturally happen, even with individuals when it comes to their own reflection into the physical reality. And it's just, a person tells you about art. You hear people speak about atheists. You hear people speak about Illuminati. You hear people speak about the higher consciousness. I'm value himself. So it's just like once you see a person say they want to eat the value and eat money, like I'm glad that you have nourishment. You want to eat my wife's pussy. I hope my son asks you certain questions at a time. So that type of acknowledgement that you have, for his education, he just knows how to go handle you in the physical reality before I just go over there and just decide to think about finishing a person at a time, and when I walk in the atmosphere, another person will be instantly gone. You know what I'm saying? Depending even how you look at it. It's just like, you see, one time I was about middle base, right? I'm thinking I was very upset looking at situations at the time. There was cars passing and everything, and I'm like, these motherfuckers fucking up their insurance. I got insurance for individuals. I put in educate for niggas for insurance. These niggas do all type of things, and I started thinking about something else. This dude pulls up to me, does some more stupid shit. I just ignored it. It was literally probably like 3 minutes, and then I just ignored it, kept it moving, and then something else pissed me off. I said, yo, you know something? If I keep getting mad, yo, somebody will get mangled and stuff, man. As I'm walking, it's just, all you heard when I got to the fucking flatbush, it was like a whole collision. And I was, oh man, I just walked away like, oh man, I'm tired to hear that shit. At the time, I'm not thinking about what's going on. It was like, it's not me that caused it. It's just the energy is so mad that it's already showing me a form of acknowledgement that it's going to mangle the situation anyway, because my temperament at the time was already too much for individuals of my atmosphere, because they didn't know the reason of acknowledgement, and they weren't supposed to be around me because they're not supposed to be in my economic system fooling around with individuals doing not like nonsense when they're not supposed to be doing certain things, or even bothering people, because my humane condition called for me to be settled and happy, and probably even in a form of matrimony, or a form of happiness, of relaxation, but I couldn't relax because you had an individual. I was coming up with ideas to save international security, and then all the individuals are wondering what's going on. People wanted to steal my ideas for saving international security. Now, I'm a man that educated international security. I know about rapid fire. I already know about the natural physics in life. People were already mad that I educated international security. I was already coming up with ideas to save individuals for international security so they can have some form of high regardment for even their life for the future at the time. And then you have people that was trying to take away my life now. And I said, yo, you know something? These people must not know something because they're going too far to go do something and they're going after intricate things. So these are people looking for certain people a certain type of way that was hindering people that wasn't supposed to even be around people and doing funny things at the time. So when you see things like that, it's easily to know who's supposed to be a part of your social economics, who's not supposed to be a part of your social economics. Because another person will do something and then it causes all types of situations a certain type of way. Now, international security is already you already know you need education and to know about international security, because international security is not there for no reason. It's a form of regardment for the humane condition and for your higher consciousness, for your education for the future. Now, if a person says, oh, they're running some type of slave, I don't even fuck if a person said it was a slave situation. It's still security for your life because slaves eat out. Well, you know, I'm a man. I know the reason of the Middle Passage. Well, I know the reasons of individuals being carried to other lands. I've seen the acknowledgement of other individuals when they try to have things for themselves that caused the Middle Passage. And then I've seen that individuals didn't care about individual sacredcy a certain type of way at the time. It's just like if you have a chick and then you sexing her on her regs or well, let me say on her period or something, and then you don't care about the chick when you sexing her on her period. That's something else. Now, if you have a chick and you're raping her, and then you do all type of things to her, say she has the astrological empress energy on her that's trying to defend her or doesn't want her to be like, say she trying to cut a deal with the empress, says, oh, this guy raped me, why don't you do something? She goes to the empress to manipulate the empress because what they used to do after that. Why don't you go do something about that? The guy's raping me at this time. Why don't you go see how it feels? And why don't you go hold me? And then she said, oh, you don't want to know, you don't want the contest. And then she does some magic. And then she ends up in a situation one day, the empress herself, after she do the magic, like she's getting raped and wondering why she get raped. There's no getting raped or wondering why you're getting raped. Because one, if that happens in a humane condition, I'm the real rider. I gave her the energy. Me and her's already gonna argue a certain type of way at the time. If she's not even around me doing the things that she's gonna do, supposed to be doing for me, it's already gonna make the situations even a trillion, gazillion times worse, because I could have spoke about the situation with her. She could have told me about what was going on a certain type of way, and then we could have been able to settle over the situation, and we would have both been okay, and then we could have continued being in love. Because I know even my empress, I have an empress of love. People have sex, but they don't have sex with my wife. But I know she does things because the natural energy of our chemistry from the beginning of time causes individuals to be intimate even at different times, and I have so many other wives. So if a person tried to keep my wife away from me, that's a person that's already trying to destroy love and just manipulate the situation, trying to make it find a reason. But oh, you shouldn't be with him, you should be more exciting. He doesn't do nothing. Okay, so the guy's already causing you to have a casino. You want? It's like my wife wants to see how much do you love me for another. What is it to love? I'm a man that has many wives. I'll go be with my other wife. Go have fun with your boyfriend, you know? When my other wife find out that you with your boyfriend, you know she's gonna come bust your head. You know, she's not gonna come bust my head. She's gonna come bust your head, because if she slip up and then she makes an excuse something happened to me, she's gonna be dumbfounded. And if she wants to be left with power, I'm not gonna. You listen. I love myself. They're ready to live, to have life. I'm life himself. But if you do something to me, then all the empresses are gone, and then, you know, I'm going to be okay, but all of them will be gone, and I'll just start over and just do what I'm doing, and nobody will know about it this time, and I won't have to worry about it next time. That's all. You know, I love myself so much, all my power stay with me. Everything comes right back to me. All the empresses will be stupid like everybody else, and then I just won't say nothing to nobody. I'll just go out and just start doing the things I want to do for myself. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I was telling individuals, I don't want to think about it. Leave me alone. I don't know anything about it. Why am I? I don't know. You know, I'm just This is about, I'm just happy in life. Listen, leave me alone. Don't worry about me after a while. It's just like when I was growing up around dark matter. All my family left me with dark matter, so they could see how to manipulate the Empress. Oh, he was hot this time. Oh, he had to do that. Oh, he did this. And then individuals wondering who was doing it. Now you have the nitpickers. The nitpickers are something else because through time they regard an individual, and then now it's just the story. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that was happening, man. You know, another nigga come and tell me, you know, another nigga come and tell, that's not good. That's not good. It's because you want to know why niggas did that? Because they wanted to manipulate the force of life and the energy, and the real force of life is purity and honesty. Another person is not a savage when it comes to purity and honesty. It's real purity and honesty. So if a person is already doing wrong to life, they can't even be around to acknowledge light at a high point because it'll be too much for them. You see, like I'm at a point right now. It's wonderful. I'm actually go deeper than the point that I am right now. And there's some people right now where I'm at can't even be in a social economic around the atmosphere I'm in. Naturally, a certain type of way because it'll be too much for their humane condition. Now, you have people that actually have elements and just driving around, and then they're exhausting the reason of the element because they don't have a form of finance like that. And then when the element asks an individual, where are you going to get money from to go again? That's like, listen, it's like even when the element, it's like because you have some people that have a form, doesn't have a form of finance because I'm a person of high regard of altitude, so I could be anywhere. But when individuals reach the point I'm at, they can't even be around me. And then it's like I'm the one that I made the earth, so it's like telling the element, the nigga gave me, and the nigga made the earth, the nigga gave me money to hold for him, and then I'm supposed to give him this money once in a while, but I'm driving, I'm having fun with the money, and the element's like, yo, you're exhausting me, and you keep coming and taking certain things, and I'm not seeing the individual at certain places, and how come he's not comfortable living in certain places, and I'm hearing rattling, crying for money, or he's stressed out, and other people doing fun things. What's wrong with you? And then another person, oh, yo, man, just come have fun. He's telling the energy, yo, come have fun, come do this. So you're telling the energy to spoil themselves for the natural, this is like Kakarot in the planet. So if the natural energy goes out, and goes enjoys itself and does the wrong thing, so it disregarded the reason of his own energy education because of misguidance of another person, so they could point at the energy and then they're going to call it energy Satan. You can't call it energy Satan of enlightenment when you already were doing wrong, and then when the energy turns around and wants to discipline you, there's a whole heap of situation, but it's where to pinpoint the energy at. It's just like with the story with death. You ever seen Revelations where everybody wanted to know about death? They wanted to be death friend, and at the end result, when they wanted to go and get disciplined, everybody knew where he was at. It was hard for him to make moves. And then when he started making moves and disciplining people, it was all this and the other. Then he became a villain. Then there's a villain because they started a motion of doing wrong things. When he's not with the wrong things because it really started being serious, then it's, this and the other. So you wrong. And then then you have people that wanted to go after death. Now, that's something else. Now, that's a real Armageddon right there. Because now you're going after an individual that disciplines the reason of existence of one's life expanse and one's life expectations and one's life future point of acknowledgement. So now it's just like telling death to go fuck his. It's like telling death going to fuck his consciousness and fucking his mother. So this way, you ever had an individual that died at a time and then you say, I put this nigga down at the time. You ain't got to worry about, really? That's what you think? So you're telling the force of energy in life that it should regard, like you should be able to roll past and nothing happening to you in life? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. You're just going to be a real cool person in life one day. Another person is going to be frozen a certain type of way one day. Nobody's going to care. Another person says, what are you speaking about? It's just like, let me show you something. One time, I went and I sat somewhere, and I was cool and motherfucker. But the reason why I was sitting there so long is because what I seen and what I was doing for another person for them to be all right. Because it took that type of reality for them to even be all right. So I had to do something for myself a certain type of way. And when another person came to find me, I was already okay. But I was just sitting there for my own acknowledgement a certain type of way at a time because I couldn't believe what another person did to another person. So Now, when I'm sitting there, you don't need to know the story because another person wants to know what I was doing at a certain place, a certain type of way, and that's nobody's business because their natural energy and force. It's just like if you ask the world what's going on, and I explain to you, and I tell you I'm the Most High, and I give you every answer to make you look at all forms of education, and for one that's real intelligent will realize, another that's not on that level won't realize a certain type of thing, a certain type of way, and then next thing you know, all type of situations happen. But if you have somebody already trying to manipulate, you see like the phone is stopping because it's too much for the phone. Sometimes I'm going so far, the energy of the phone of the light is saying, yo man, just alright man, that's wow man. Yes, you want to know something? Because now we're going into the future. So another person needs to know if they hear it, if they don't, or whatever the situation is. Now, if you have an individual in life that wants to manipulate energy to make the energy go do something wrong to himself, the energy never does nothing wrong to itself because sometimes you gotta know to handle situation and how to be cleansing with certain things. But you can't tell the energy is wrong because the energy has to even know how to discipline you at a time. Because another person needs to know a reason, but other things have to happen a certain type of way for certain individuals, a certain type of way. Because I ain't gonna give you the answer of energy. You've been hanging out with energy so much, so now somebody wants energy lessons. Oh, oh. You know, it, I don't. I can actually acknowledge situations. I don't because the way I'm advancing, it was sacred for myself. But when you have a person that's in the collective a certain type of way, it's a different type of situation for an individual because the rising in the education for that individual at the time. Person, had to come inside to finish this documentary because well, I didn't have to come inside, but it just had about well, I had to charge my charger because the percentage of my charger, my battery, a certain type of way. I'm not gonna let the phone try to die on me a certain type of way, another type of way every time. Another person said, it's like Busta Rhymes said it. Busta Rhymes said you gotta back this shit. For what? I don't give a fuck about yo. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Another person tried to take my economics from me. You know what I went to go do one time? I just sat on the mountain and I just let life go away. Another person said, "What was that?" I said, "What was I sitting on the mountain for?" And then it allows a certain type of way in a person want my economics. They just wanted to manipulate me for life. Another person wanted to manipulate me for the things I had in life. So I said, I just let that person pass away a certain type of way because they wasn't able to handle my temperature of my reality a certain type. I'm a man of temperature because it was either finish the person a certain type of way or do something different. So that's what I did. You know, another person said, "How wonderful am I?" I said, "Oh, you know, I went through the dark ages with individuals. I finished everybody, and then I just went and just sat and I just sat and just been myself because I was like, yo, listen, man, there's no reason to continue a certain type of way. Everything that's gonna happen to the people on this earth is gonna happen a certain type of way in the paradigm of physics according to who I want it to happen to a certain type of way. I don't gotta tell you what I did a certain type of way or remember anything from another person because another person's like cheating on the test. They wanted to know what I did so they could know how to get around something. Right? Oh. So I could tell the energy you're listening. I don't need to know that and just kill that person. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, let me tell you something. It's like my wife's love. If my wife's love decided not to even represent the reason for her love, and she just wanted to talk shit like she was a DJ, then let her die sour pussy with somebody else. That's it, let her show you the love she had was spoiled. It wasn't the real love. That's it. I'm not spoiled. I seen somebody try to spoil me. But she don't even know what to do for herself. This is why you see I don't go after certain people a certain type of way, because it doesn't make no sense. Well, I'm the real Buddha. I told individuals that before. Right? Another chick won excitement because her dry pussy. That has nothing to do with it. Even when they found me, I was never a dry individual. It was so real, I was already busting up without nobody realized. And I didn't meet, and the people that had immaculate conception, we never had sex. It's just something a certain type of way with the science that I did that makes you have immaculate conception. There's a reason for that because I have an empress that's alive a certain type of way, and then I have immaculate conception. But it's alright. Another person, I've been in Viet. I'm the nigga from Vietnam. I'm the nigga from Desert Storm. Everybody tried to hold me hostage because they wanted a form of acknowledgement. I just tell you just like this, man. Let me just tell you. I'm the 10th astrological jewel emperor, and other jewels, even sacred jewel emperor. I'm the head and point and the educator of all social economics, down to the reason of the human condition. I'm the educator, so I don't gotta tell you about nothing else. Another person wants my wife to look at him like he's a sister or a brother, and say, as soon as she starts speaking sister, brother, then there's nothing else to say no more. I'm glad for her. Good for you. But yeah, man, since you're gonna manipulate the energy, it's just like a person having a truck or a car and they want gas to feed their car because it's like having a transformer car. Then you're gonna come up with reasons to tell your car to go here, go do this, so and so, and come friendly with your car, and you come on with your car and all type of things. I'm glad that you're getting mangled for your car. You know what I'm saying? So another person's doing certain things, working out, or you're gonna take the blame for this happened here, so and so, this and the other, living a life, and hey, another person is gonna love virtual reality because when they're fucking the car's mother, and then the nigga runs out of gas, well, he's gonna tell, oh, my mom's a whore anyway, man. She can't keep going and stuff no more, and then he's dying. Let me tell you something about transformer physics. When a person changes the tube on a transformer, it's a natural disease because it's not from the transformer's planet. If the transformer has to travel to go get his natural resources, his elements, he's already gonna be finished because he ain't gonna be able to get there and get back. So he has to depend on somebody else that's gonna already touch his element, that's gonna already fuck his mother at a point, and then he's gonna be fucked up. So it's just like if a person says, why does abrasions and everything happen a certain type of way in enlightenment? Because you have people that sit in elements, and the element itself can't take it. The car gotta be self-sufficient. It's just like you see people that do construction, and then next thing you know, as they doing, matter of fact, this A3. Hold on, let me stop this video. Level 1.